and that one's coming up. And so far, you're going to be able to have it.
So far, yeah, I think it's looking promising. I see other races are going off. Martin Sengo's got Cool Moon going off here another week or so. So I see he's limited to 35 entries, and he's taken social distancing to the extreme. He's handling it well. He's starting his runners every 15 seconds, but he's also dealing with single track, and we've got our track's wide enough to drive a car on all the way around. So we're a small race. I think last year we were at 50 entrants, for a first year race. It's a wide track. And, I think I've been kind of watching races that are happening and stealing every good idea that I can.
That's what I do. I don't.
We're all thieves.
No, but I never reinvent the wheel. I haven't in my entire career, and that's why I call it Noise Experience from Joe Rogan Experience. And of course, he took it from Jimi Hendrix Experience. So I was like, oh, that's kind of name. Actually, I kind of go by endurance, noise, and random musings. I think on Spotify and stuff like that. But speaking of that, it's like your race course. I wanted to go last year, but it conflicted with stuff. But because yours is on a private property, right?
It is.
Yeah, which makes a big difference.
That's
kind of the future of ultra running. I've been saying it for years, and I've talked to Ethan Vander Klassen, the guy who does Broken Arrow. He has the Broken Arrow there at Squaw Valley. I don't know if we're allowed to say Squaw Valley anymore. The Olympic Training Center, and he was doing that Broken Arrow, which me and Allison did in 2017, and kicked my ass. I was at going up that K2 or whatever climb, and the guys were doing the second lap caught me. They made 16 miles up on me in my first 8. And that's when I decided to shimmy on my rear to the finish line and quit. but going long thing is that like doing like Luis Escobar doing on a ranch, you doing it at this facility. And now what's the facility you're doing it at? What's it called exactly?
The place is called Ride to Walk. It's right above your head. It's a local nonprofit. They do horseback therapy, equine therapy for children and young adults with behavioral disabilities, and it's a really, really a neat organization. They're well loved in the community. The race benefits them. They have been great. Dr. Korn runs the place, and Terry actually runs the ranch. He's a great guy. He took care of us last year. Anything we needed, he was on top of it. So Dr. Korn has assured me that she is 100% behind us going off in September.
Yes.
They're trying to get another event going in September as well. So I think you're right. I think the private property helps. We're also, Placer County has not been, we're on Newsom's watch list, but who isn't? But we had, I think, 64 cases on July 13th was our peak. Yeah. And the last 3 days that they've reported, we've had 4, 5, and 4 cases. Yeah. So we went from 63 down to 4, essentially. So, I don't know what a flattened curve looks like. And I don't know what it's going to look like in 2 months, but I'm confident that we're going to happen. And if we don't, we're going to make some assurances that we can talk about here in a little bit for, I kind of ask open-ended questions like about the facility, just instead of me, getting pretty, I did read it out. I did a little bit of podcast, didn't get too many things wrong, except for like the being US certified, but I call it, Bill Simmons calls it half-ass internet research. I don't know if you ever listen to Bill Simmons' show, but yeah, he's another guy that does a lot of stuff with a ringer, and he's a sports guy, but they do like the rewatchables where they watch an old movie and talk about it, like they did Ferris Bueller the other day. And he always has a segment called half-ass internet research, and that's kind of what I do. I kind of like look at it and go, okay, this is the specifics on the race. But I myself, it's a race, it's outdoors, it's in the heat. It's like, things are, I often tell people that, look, I have a degree in biology from UC San Diego, actually physiology, and I have a degree in economics. I'm way overeducated. I'm not doing this to brag. I'm just saying that so I understand the biology of these things, and I understand the statistics, because you can't get those degrees without learning both the DNA and statistics. And I still can't wrap my head around what's going on and what we're doing.
and then I also just, the biologist in me says, yeah, I'm not going to go in crowded buildings and singing or yelling, but if I'm at a
Sure.
race, like I go hiking with a few close friends and it's 100 degrees out and we're generally not holding hands and kumbaya, we're walking along like me and you have done it across the years, side by
Right.
side talking. And so the chances of transmission are pretty, I haven't really heard of anything happening on an outdoor facility outdoors. And then of course with like your race, everybody generally has their own personal aid stations, and you can just say, hey, have your own. I almost never go to the aid stations myself. Usually I'm just grabbing my Diet Dr. Peppers and keep on
Right.
rolling, as you well know.
Right.
And I often
Yes.
just blast through aid stations, and you constantly have to like run to catch up to me again because that's just
Absolutely.
in fact, that's a strategy to improve your time. It's just not wasting a lot of time. So I really look forward to having your race go on, and I'm really thinking I'm definitely going to try and come up there. I mean, I would be there in a heartbeat. It's just I am a legacy at Blue, which got moved on to your date Beyond Limits.
Right. Right.
And I've done it like the 7 years in a row, and thank God this legacy thing didn't get started because I've been running racing since the 70s. So my calendar would be full if I just was legacy stuff. I mean, like I ran the first LA Marathon. Thank God I didn't keep that tradition up, or I'd have to go do that thing every year. And I hate that. And but there.